So people, right, let's have a look at the true secret here to the downswing and have a look what the great ball strikers are really doing. Have a look at the trail side of the body here. Now, one of the most important areas is the downswing, the impact. Have a look at the room there created between the shoulder and the chin. And we're seeing this with the world's best ball strikers, past and present. I've got a drill in this video, and I'm confident to say it's the best drill that's ever been created for people working on their downswing and their impact. We can't wait to show that with you. We're looking at evidence-based instruction here, people. The closer we get to the averages of movement, the better we hit the golf ball. All right, let's get stuck into a fascinating video. Let's firstly have a look at what the great players are really doing and some amateurs, and then have a look at some of the best drills you've ever seen. So people, right, let's have a look at a much easier way to swing, especially for the masses of the people out there, the club players, the normal amateur golfers here, and really have a look at the transition move. Now, was Greg Norman the greatest driver of the ball of all time? Was he the longest straightest ever, or was it Sam Snead? There's a lot of people that argue about that. Now, just have a look at his right leg, the trail leg here. Watch this transition move. Watch this downswing move. See how he pulls it back in? All right, now I've taken deliberately Tiger Woods here from the Hank Haney era because I think it's more obtainable for the normal golfer. Watch that right leg pull back. Now, when we get through impact here, look at the leg work and footwork. Toe, the big toes on the ground. But when we move just slightly through impact here, look at the room here between the shoulder and the chin. Now, Fred Couples, I mean, for me, it's the best footwork that I've ever seen. And that move coming down, getting this right side into the correct position. We're going to have a look at some amazing drills here. When we take a peek at Lee Westwood, and I watched this guy when I was teaching at the Australian Open a few years ago. I watched him hit for about an hour. It was absolutely mind-blowing. What is interesting here, at such high speeds with the driver, look how that right leg stays back. And if you can see this move here, watch how he takes a step over. Now, the big toe being connected to the ground, we've heard Mo Norman mention that. Look at that right side, how passive, how quiet that is. This is what we're going to get into. I really love this angle. Oosthuizen, who's just recently won. What a ball striker this guy is. What a player. And you see how that right side, look how he just separates there. But look how that right side is staying back. John Rahm, one of the best top 2-3 ball strikers on the planet. Look at that right leg. Look at the shoulder under the chin. DeChambeau, like just hitting the ball so far. How do you hit a driver that far and have the right side of your body in that position? Mickey Wright, who Ben Hogan said the best swing that he ever saw. Now, it's got to be easier than some of the swings that we're seeing out there. I mean, for normal people, we can't swing like this. And I don't know if you really would want to bend your body into positions like that and injure your back. But it's not just all this bowed wrist stuff as well. I mean, who's going to do that? You know, getting your right foot up into positions like this and bowing your wrist like that. It's a much easier way to do it. So guys, right, Hogan left, Sam Snead on the right, two of the best ball strikers of all time. It's so important that we follow the best players, past and present, and evidence-based material. Looking at this move to the top of the swing, have a look at that right leg drawn back from Hogan. Have a look at the right leg drawn back from Snead. The chain reaction that we set off here is absolutely massive on so many different components. Now, guys, let's get stuck into some drills. If you want me to coach you, if you want me to analyze your swing, go to WorldClassGolf.com, and there's 1,400 videos. They're not on YouTube. Like, it just covers every single area of the game. We're teaching pros, amateurs, intermediate players. We're really specializing with senior golfers, actually. All right, guys, I want to really show you this, a couple of drills, especially towards the end of the video, where we get right into impact. And I think one of the drills in this is the best that we've ever released. So guys, you'll have to excuse the sun. I got here a little bit late today and it's probably really blaring directly into the lens, but look, you'll still be able to see what I'm going to do here. And this is also an interesting way to get a wonderful transition and help really transfer the speed of the club to the speed of the body and getting it all to collect at impact here. Now, what I'm going to do is when we swing up to the top, okay, get up to the top of the swing, we see if I pop a club here on my thighs where it's actually pointed. Now, if that was 12 o'clock here, it'd be 12, 1, 2, and it's probably somewhere over near 1:30, 1 o'clock, that shaft on my thighs.
Now when we come down, I want to try and keep it pointed over that 130 area just for a split second, okay? I don't want to spin it back to 12 too early, and especially in transition, because when I do, the right side comes up, a lot of the time it comes out. We have that arm wrestling, that internal move, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to come from the outside. You can get jammed up. And this is what happens when we're under a lot of pressure. A lot of people are looking at us at the first tee. Some of those external pressures of the game, you're playing for money, or your confidence is down. And so if you can extend, wind it up, point it at 1 o'clock, and just hold that at 1 o'clock just for a second here when you're practicing, this will really help a lot of people get the shaft to flatten. It gets the club to come down, and it really gets it all to collect here. So then when we start to turn later in the swing, it's all matched up and the club's moving with the body, and we get wonderful timing. The swing has timing. There is no swing that is not dependent upon timing. The timing is such a massive thing in the golf swing. That's why it's so difficult to play golf consistently each round, each day, all the time. We've slept bad. We're under stress. We haven't practiced. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we have patches of 18 holes. Sometimes we don't. And rhythm and sequence are really key in any golf swing. Get up to the top, point it at 1, and just maintain that for a split second. Great way to get your transition working like some of the best players of all time. So people, let's have a look at this drill. This is a fantastic way to help you move through the ball freely and creating just a really dynamic impact position. The best way really to do this is if you have an impact bag, that's great, but I don't have one here today, so I'm just going to show you what the main feels are. You need feel and how to visualize and how to practice this move. Now, the first area that we're looking at is this trail shoulder and having space between your chin and your shoulder at impact. And that means not lifting anything up and away. So we need a little bit of, might sound a bit unusual, but we need a little bit of pressure with the lats pulled down, some of the muscles here in your back pull down to keep the width and to extend out through the golf ball. All right, so a good feel, one of the things you can do is just get your hand between your chin and your shoulder, just for a few little small swings here, and just feel the extension of this trail arm through the golf ball, and just get a feeling of where that is. It's really great to be able to extend through here and accelerate up into your finished position. Now, what we're going to be doing is lots of little practice swings. You want to keep the big toe connected to the ground. We're not getting pulled off and ripped off the shot. We're keeping this. Back in the day, we were always told to transfer the weight into the heel, where we're seeing most of the best ball strikers really taking a step forwards or pressing down or keeping these toes connected to the ground, which helps with your hip tilts and your side bend and gives you space. All right? We're not coming out of the shot. We know that Mo Norman mentioned that as one of his major thoughts, was keeping his toes on the ground. Now, by moving through the ball with lots of little practice swings, you're going to get this trail foot with this drill to roll in on the side. And that's why I say we can't all swing like Fred Couples, but you can improve your golf, right? Everyone can improve their golf, improve their footwork, and get a better impact position through the ball. Shoulders down and away from your mouth. Lots of little swings. Keep your toes connected. If you're hammering into an impact bag, it really gives you a great idea of where you need to be. You can look down at your feet, you can stop at impact. It sort of shocks the system and really works well for you visually, okay? But in this drill, shoulder underneath your chin, keep your big toe and just get that foot to roll in and just work through your practice swings, all right? There's such an important part. When you think you've got the feel for the shot, try and keep that same sensation and move through the golf ball, and you really start to feel a good compression on that shot, and you start to really feel where everything needs to be. There's not enough said about where this shoulder needs to be, and we really need to look at your footwork. All of us out there, improving your footwork improves the way your knees, your hips, and your entire body moves. Guys, get stuck into that drill and don't just do it for a week, put it into your practice. If you people try things for maybe 10 minutes, you hit a few fat, oh, that won't it, that's not it, that won't work. But really, if you keep chipping away at this, you will really improve your impact, your delivery, and your all-round ball striking.
So guys, right, pay attention, have a look at this move from the top. Tiger Woods on the left of the screen here. Look at that shift over. See how the right side stays back. Look at the great man Hogan here, watch this. See the transition, see the move shift with the right side staying back. Now, the best ball strikers in the world, what a move this is for all of us out there, that a shift across. Let's have a look how we can feel this. All right, let's have a look at how we can drill this in. And look at Mo Norman, look at the shift across, look at the right side staying back. The secret, one of the secrets of the golf swing. Let's get stuck into it.
So people, right, one of the best drills here of all time. It's an absolute no-brainer. You have to give this a go. This not only helps you get your downswing in a great position, but it gets all the components, the elements in the backswing so that we can assemble our swings much more effectively at the top. Got that part right. The next part is a lot easier. Let's run through this. This is club 1, this is club 2. Club 1, club 2. Right, club 1 is rested on the inside of your trail foot. Okay, now you take your address position in a realistic position. Watch what I do with the club here, doing your drills effectively. You want to stay in your posture here, and we're just crossing the hands across the chest here. Now I'm going to wind up, extend this right leg, turn back so that the club is parallel here to club 1. Now I'm going to shift across to club 2. Club 1, club 2. Keep the right leg back. Once again, get this right leg to extend and draw it back. We're going to have a look from the other view. This is such a good drill. Swing up or turn up to the top to club 1, shift to club 2. Club 1, club 2. Right leg stays back. And this is a magic move, people. This right side to create depth in your pivot, to help you with your tilts, your timing, your sequence and your rhythm. The important part to notice here, I think the important message you get across is when you're doing this drill, you want to get the end of the grip to point about a yard outside the ball. It's not going to help you much if you're up in this direction. But one of the best drills, just have a look at this. When we get to from this address position and we wind up, watch what happens when I just stretch my arms out. We're in such a compact position. Everything's lined up nicely, and this is what helps us get across to club 2. Helps the shuttle, gives you space, gives you time. It almost creates an effortless flowing motion. One of the best drills of all time. You have to do a little bit of practice. It's not just going to end up and land in your lap. So get stuck into this drill, people. Really, really a great place to improve your all-round components in your swing.